Oh, did you guys see Co Carnage's video on Once Human? Let's watch that. I don't think Co will mind. I thought it was an interesting video.
I was in another channel, and they uninstalled the game because Once Human being a roguelite MMO was really weird for him. It feels bad that Once Human is going to most likely lose a good amount of people for its weird season-based content. I think that he speaks for classic MMOers everywhere with that statement. That was Pirate Software, and I think that there's a lot of validity in that, because I think a lot of players that play this game are looking for that free-to-play online social experience that the game's being sold as, which a lot of times is similar to MMOs. So the only area that I would kind of disagree with that in is this isn't an MMO. It is trying to do something different. We do want the devs to experiment with different stuff. We just need to make sure that as they experiment with this other stuff, that they don't ruin the game for everyone as they do it.
Yeah, I'm of the opinion of this is that they're doing something different enough to where I'm willing to see what happens. Because like he says, it's not an MMO, it's not a true MMO. It's more like Rust. And Rust has resets, and people, I'm not gonna say they're okay with it, because that's the #1 reason why my community doesn't play Rust. We play Rust for a couple weeks, and then they wipe the servers, and then nobody comes back because they don't want to have to do everything all over again. So they're planning on doing something like semi-quasi Rust, where certain things get wiped and other things don't. When you're in a survival game, redoing things can be detrimental to your motivation to continue to play. And that for me is the biggest thing, is like, I don't want to grind this game super hard because I know something's going to happen in a couple of weeks that may nullify it. So I'm on the wait and see mode. I'm not like uninstalling or anything, but it's like, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not motivated to grind super hard as I am in like First Ascendant, where I'm just like, I will have Enzo no matter what. And Once Human, I'm just like, okay, I'll just play, you know, and chill out and do this and do that. Which is fine, you know, too many games anyway, so I ain't got time to be doing all this stuff.
Better Starrun sister here. Okay, Starrun, awesome. So here is what I was talking about earlier. So the big thing I think you guys should consider is the fact that like, I have spent, my playstyle is completionist, which I think you have lots of people playing. I have been streaming this, I've been playing now for 9 hours. Now granted, 2 of those are in multiplayer recently, but if this is the first area, I still have side quests to do, I still have stuff to complete. It's gonna take me another few hours to do this.
Mind you, I still haven't done all the side quests in the starter area, and I'm at 30+ hours. I'm approaching 40 hours played, and I still haven't done all the side quests. And we're on week 2 already in the starter area.
This for me, just clearing the map is going to be like probably a 60+ hour experience. Giving the majority of your players 6 weeks to complete that is not very tenable. I would strongly consider, instead of resetting it 6 weeks, coming up with a system that adds. So I think the idea is cool, where every 6 weeks you guys are planning on like changing it, keeping it fresh, new content. I like that idea. But the problem is, in the current status, you're destroying the old stuff and then putting the new stuff in. You need to find a way to keep the old stuff and put the new stuff in.
See, there's 2 different type of gamers out there. There's gamers like Tarkov players and Rust players who like the 0 to hero grind, right? They like the 0 to hero grind. They like starting from fresh and like a race. Same with like Path of Exile players. They like the race. They like being able to grind from 0 to 100 and see who gets there first. They like that. And then there's gamers who just like to play the game to progress, and they don't care about other people and where they are. And I think the second set of people are the ones that are concerned about this 6-week reset, because if you're just playing the game casually, I'm not even gonna say casually, if you're just playing the game and progressing and you don't care about maxing this and finishing that and completing something, then when that 6 weeks roll around and then things get removed, whatever they may be, things get removed, it's not going to feel good. It's not going to feel good. And I guarantee you that when that hits, there's going to be a group of players in that second group that are going to vocally say, I wasted my time. And then there's another group of players like, oh man, reset. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. I think the Once Human devs are appealing to that first set of group of players, which in all honesty is growing because the first set of players is growing because the Tarkov community is huge. The Path of Exile community is huge and the Rust community is huge. They're appealing to a large group of players. It's not necessarily a mistake, but I think it's an honest assessment and intellectually honest to say we're going to probably put off a whole bunch of players by doing this.
And that way you're making everyone happy. If you really want some kind of reset at 6 weeks, first of all, I would strongly suggest doubling that. Make it like 2-month minimum. I'm talking like maybe even 3 months.
I don't think that'll make a difference.
Give parents, military, office workers, they need more time. And you have to keep in mind, not everyone is playing this game on release. The bigger this game gets, the more people are going to discover it over the next few days, or over the next.
I kind of agree with that, but at the same time, when the reset happens, I don't care where you are. If you don't like resets, you're not gonna like resets. So it could be 6 weeks, it could be 2 months, it could be a year. When the reset happens, you're not gonna like it. I don't care how long it takes. Even if you had time to complete it all, if you're in that crowd that doesn't like resets, you're gonna hate when it happens.
Next few weeks. Do you really think a player is going to want to play this game at week 4 if they know it's going to be erased in 2 weeks? I know that if I entered this game and there was 2 weeks left on this, I would have zero interest in playing it. If I were to fire this up and be told that honestly, let me be real about this. Just looking at this with 6 weeks makes me want to be like, I don't know, like 6 weeks. And
that's how I'm at. That's where I'm at right now. That's why I'm in no rush to grind to 50. I'm in no rush to clear the map because I already see that when that reset happens, there's a possible scenario where I'm going to be feeling salty about it being removed and reset. I'm not sure. I'm waiting to see, but that's why I'm throttling back on this game. I'm not going gung-ho.
Play video games for a living. So the 2 big things I would consider is, first of all, fundamentally understanding that people are going to be picking up your game within the middle and you don't want to punish them by not having enough time. And on top of that, there is definitely something to be said for when I complete these areas, when I complete this entire map, if that just gets taken away completely, then that reduces the personal accomplishment that I feel. If I know that everything I do here is going to be erased in 6 weeks, that makes me want to do it less.
Yeah. That's where I'm at right now. That's articulating where I'm at right now. Because I like the game and I'm having fun. It's a fun game. But knowing that things are going to drastically change in 6 months has diminished my motivation to grind it.
And I hate that feeling, and I know other people are feeling it too.
I don't hate it. It's just reality.
I would strongly recommend, with whatever system you use, to be additive, not removing. Puffin says, tell that to Destiny. Yeah, Destiny? You're talking about the game where you can't go back and play stuff you paid for already? That Destiny?
I'll get comments about why a person
sunsetting.
And the #1 comment, it is always sunsetting.
Yeah, it's one of the worst systems ever made that's public and private, or public and popular. So if you're using that as like, oh, look, it's fine. Yeah, no. That's one of the worst possible ways they can do it. And people have left that game.
I don't understand why they
So, no.
Just remove.
Don't ever use
like,
them as an example of how to do.
Yeah, this gun's going away.
In that regard, at least. No, that was and is still to this day a huge problem.
Oh gosh.
Tell that to PoE. Okay, what Path of Exile is doing does not really account for what we're doing here, because Path of Exile is a different kind of game that caters to different types of people, and it does not elicit the same things and the same types of gameplay feelings from its players. It's not.
Yeah, you're talking about a survival game versus a game that was rooted in seasons. Diablo 2 got popular because seasons and I'm sorry, not seasons, leaderboard reset. That was made that game popular. So that genre, ARPGs are defined by the reset. So survival games, Rust is probably the only one I know of that has forced resets. Pal World and Arc and all these other ones, you know, you're at the mercy of, most times you're at the mercy of server owners to reset. And you can even talk about like Minecraft to being in the same genre or the same category as what we're talking about with Once Human, because Minecraft is a survival game. You build up this world, you grind out all these weapons, you get your XP up, you get all your farms up. My community will tell you that whenever there's a reset, it's not popular. It is definitely not popular, and that's one of the reasons why I'm happy we have a plugin on our Minecraft server where you can go back to your old world if you want. You can play on the new world, or you can keep going back to the old world. So we have all these old worlds still there where you can teleport to them and still play on them. In survival games, resets are very controversial.
It's not like, so saying, oh, Path of Exile does it, so it's fine here, that does not fly. And for the record, the fact that you have to do the reset content every single time that PoE resets is one of the most contested things in that game. So pointing to that game and being like, it's okay, PoE does it, when that is one of the most criticized things in that game, is not really the best thing to do.
Okay, he said one of the most criticized things. I think the most criticized things is the skill tree. I was going to say the skill tree is the thing that prevents people from playing Path of Exile. But the seasonal resets is something that my community has expressed to me why they don't play Path of Exiles, because they don't want to go through. Basically, I think Endless said this to me. He was like, he doesn't want to play because he doesn't want to do the story again. He wishes it had something like Diablo where you can just go off and do, you know, side stuff and farm stuff to level up instead of going through forcing you to go through the story, which I understand.
When these guys do their 6-week reset, they're not just recycling the map, which is what PoE does. They're not just telling you need to repeat everything with new mechanics. The idea behind Once Human is once this season is done, the new season, from what I understand,
new map.
Is new content with a new story on a new map.
Yep. That's what I understood too.
That is nothing like at all, actually. Like, it's a completely different thing. So
and you gotta look at it, man. I have spent probably a majority of my 30 hours in Once Human in my house, changing my house around, building my house, getting everything set up. I know they said you can move like a lot of stuff to the eternal land and all that kind of stuff, but your house is kind of married to your location too. So think about that. It's like all that time you put into building your house is now going to be nullified because the location is most likely going to change. So it's no, man, it's a controversial thing.
But again, that raises so many questions that we don't have answers to. And I know you're already, I'm sure in chat, thinking of 1,000 questions you have when I say that. I am too.
Is it even viable for them to keep creating enough new content every 6 weeks? Like, what happens once they run out?
And here's another thing to consider. They're wanting to like create new scenarios every 6 weeks. They've been working on this one for years, and it's still missing animations.
Yep.
The main character didn't even get voiced.
Yeah.
It's still super buggy.
Yeah.
It's laggy.
Yeah.
A lot of side quests have zero voicing.
Yeah.
The animations are buggy.
Yeah.
The voice and lines don't line up.
Yep.
So like, I have to say that there's absolutely no question that we have to be like, what is going to be the quality level of this super fast content that you're planning on?
Yeah. Good point.
So no, anyway, sorry, not to go on a tangent there, but yeah, and now I do want to be clear here. I do want to be clear. All the information I'm working off right now is from the official FAQ that we read on stream earlier. And it is important to mention that not everything is getting deleted. Starcrom, Christian, Mitsuko Mark, Stellar, Sproutlets, gear, blueprints, blueprint fragments, weapon accessories, mods, furniture formulas, cosmetics, actions, name cards, character customization data, building blueprints, main story, side story, and journey progress, and all of your friends. That is what will get moved to the new season. What's not going to get moved to the new season, though, is every bit of work that I did on this map to get all those nice little purple boxes into these nice little green check marks.
This completionist
All of that
is
will be
dying.
removed, which means the giant list of stuff I did and spent the last 50 plus hours doing is going to disappear. And that's not a good feeling. Now, you do have Eternal Land. That's good. But it's not the same. So there's a whole lot that comes from like removing stuff. There's a reason, for instance, that all MMOs just keep adding on and they don't remove areas unless they absolutely have to for a lore reason or something. Like there's a reason that in the past this has been done in a much more kind of additive format.
You gotta remember too that This is not MMO. It's some weird hybrid thing. So yeah.
Because that's the way that I think works the best for these types of games. So anyway, that's my rant, and I will again strongly suggest that you guys rethink this plan in its current format.
Yeah, for me, it's going to be a wait and see thing. Like I said, they're going after that first player base. They're going after the player base that doesn't care about redoing things. They're into the idea of a race, of starting from zero and racing through content. Like I said, PoE does it, and Rust has a similar thing, and Escape from Tarkov has wipes. People look forward to the wipes, so everybody comes back and grinds again. They're going after that player base. But they're not. They're shunning the people that just want to play and complete stuff at their own pace and just enjoy the content. And like you said, traditional MMO players and people that don't like to lose things. Those people don't like Rust. Those people don't like Tarkov wipes. Those people don't like when you're on a Minecraft server, all of a sudden everything's wiped. Those people don't like that. And that's a lot of players. So they are going to exclude some players with this mindset. Personally, again, I said this earlier, it is demotivating to grind knowing that something's going away. When you're going through the world and you're grinding max level, it is very demotivating to know that what I'm doing right now probably won't mean much in a few weeks. That caters to a certain type of player. Right, they're racing to the finish line, and others are going through progression, and they want to basically progress at their own rate. They look at how far they've come. It's a motivator to keep going. But when you see the wall, it's a demotivator to keep going, because like, why would I do all this when I know a lot of this stuff is going away? So it's a wait and see for me. But I am demotivated to grind. I'm not in any rush to get to 50. I'm not in any rush to grind through the content, because I want to see what these guys are going to do when that 6 weeks is up. Because there's no way in the world that a lot of players, including me, are going to put 50 levels worth of grind on an entire system, knowing that a lot of stuff is going away if we feel a certain way about it. That's why I don't play Rust a lot, because I like the initial, I like playing Rust, and I like building up stuff, but I can only take like a month or two of resets before I get burned out. I don't want to redo stuff. I don't like redoing stuff just to redo stuff. Now, if there's a purpose behind it, or if there's some sort of a prestige system, or like Icarus does with some, some cross progression and some meta progression on top of the resets and stuff like that, it makes a little bit more sense. I think that's what oncehuman is trying to do. But again, it's a wait and see for me. Are they going to do it? Because the game's not in good shape right now. It's just a lot of bugs. There's some stuff that needs to be fixed with the base game, and they're already talking about doing some new stuff. I'm like, y'all need to fix the stuff that's going on, like the performance, and the cutscenes they're pretty laughable. Where sometimes people are just talking with moving their mouth, it's like, okay, this game's not done. Wait and see for me on oncehuman whether you're going to go all in on it. It's a fun game, but it's not motivating that things are going to get wiped.